and show their artistic skill. Maybe a few of them will grow up to be professional artists.
Speaking of artists, we've met a man who has dedicated his whole life to art, fine, detailed illustration. His name is Louis Frisino, and his studio is in his Maryland home. He works on his art, sells his paintings, travels to shows, and competes with other artists. For as long as he can remember, Louis Frisino has loved the outdoors and wildlife. This love has inspired him to capture the outdoors with unbelievable realism.
My interest in art began when I was a young boy at the St. Francis Xavier School for the Deaf in Baltimore. Throughout my childhood, I would draw pictures. When I was 9 years old, I transferred to the Maryland School for the Deaf in Frederick, where I continued to draw until my graduation at the age of 19. I then went to work for the art department of New American. After seeing my artwork, my boss at the time told me I really must continue to pursue my education. So I attended the Maryland Institute of Art for 6 years. I was given the Peabody Award and went back to work for 25 years. Now I'm retired and can devote myself full-time to my art.
His work has been exhibited in art festivals all along the East Coast, winning numerous awards. For 3 years in a row, the state of Maryland awarded him by using his designs for their official trout stamps. 1987 was a doubly good year for Louis, as his paintings won both the North Carolina Sportsman Stamp and Art Print and the New Jersey Duck Stamp. Proceeds from the sale of that limited edition stamp totaled more than $850,000.
I still travel to art shows on the East Coast. At one show, a man came by and looked at my pictures and said my drawings even smell like dogs. I was shocked.
Having 3 dogs of his own gives Louis the opportunity to use them as live models, allowing him to get such intricate detail in his watercolors.
My goal now is to have one of my duck paintings selected to be used on a U.S. postal stamp. I've submitted the paintings for this competition since 1968 and have come in 10th, 3rd, and 6th place. It's difficult to win and have your painting selected to be on a federal postage stamp. I still enter every year.
Photography and hunting are his hobbies, so Louis often creates his pictures using a photograph or one of his many stuffed ducks. This way, he captures the true colors and spirit of his subjects.
When I see a bird in the air, I'm reminded of my inability to fly. The creature's beauty inspires me to paint and capture its life at that moment. Animals in motion have a beauty unlike anything else. It's that beauty and grace I try to capture in the painting. Through detail and design, the paintings become more lifelike. Birds in flight are truly beautiful and a wonder of God's creation.
For the National Stamp Competition, there are about 844 entries annually. We hope that someday Louis Frisino will win and receive the fame and recognition he deserves.
20 years ago,